Hey everybody, this is Ken. I just wanted to give an explanation for people who might be wondering why I chose to cease dialysis treatments. The transplant surgery almost a year ago, um, that between that and the cocktail of meds afterwards has killed my kidneys. And initially, I thought they might, bounce back. But after 6 months, that became very unlikely. And now, almost a year later, they're gone. So I would be looking at indefinite dialysis treatments for the foreseeable future. Might be able to try to get stronger and go for a kidney transplant at some point, but that would mean, how many more months, years of dialysis? And the dialysis itself is getting trickier and trickier. Even the folks here at St. David's Rehab, wonderful place, are having trouble, with my blood clotting off, and they're having to change cartridges and stuff to keep me from losing all my blood, and really scary sounding stuff. And these are far and away the most accomplished dialysis techs I've ever seen, certainly more than any outpatient place. So, and then you layer on top of that the newly diagnosed issues with gastroparesis and the feeding tube and everything. And, you know, there's, uh, there is no coming back to a normal life to work towards. Uh, it's just, it would be another cycle where I end up in the hospital again for some reason, lose my strength again for some reason, go back to inpatient rehab, and I can't keep doing that cycle. So my last dialysis treatment here at the rehab hospital will be my last. Um, uh, anyway, I want to thank everybody involved in my care over the last year. In San Antonio, the transplant clinic has some really extraordinary individuals, uh, both nurses and doctors, super talented. Rest of the hospital, um, and the inpatient rehab facilities down there in San Antonio, compared to here at St. David's Rehab Hospital on 32nd Street, it's like this is a rehab hospital, and they are pale, dusty shadows of this. Nothing approaches this in my experience, and I'm so happy to be having this as my last inpatient healthcare stop before I go home. And so I just wanted to say I love you all my friends and family, and I want to give some particular shout outs to groups that I have interacted with in my kind of second career when I retired from Dell and started the Geographic Information Systems program at ACC, eventually becoming an intern and intern coordinator with their in-house consulting business. That was so much fun. And Sean Moran and all of the students and interns and adjunct faculty at Austin Community College, you guys rock it, seriously. And all my wonderful fishing buddies who we've had adventures with in the last decade or so, and they could tell you stories, um, and I encourage you to ask them to. Uh, you know, these are these trips are about hanging together in brotherhood. It's not just guys getting together and drinking beer and sitting in a boat. These guys are serious. They get out there in waders, and they'll wade in with the air temps in the 30s, and some of the best fishing down on the coast is when you get days like that. Um, and Anyway, to all of those fishing buddies, I have thoroughly enjoyed time spent with you, and your inclusion of Cindy in recent years to that group. That's fantastic. Um, um, I want to thank the Austin Empty Bowl Project, one of the volunteer organizations I've been involved with. You guys rock. And for those of you who don't know, they fundraise on behalf of Meals on Wheels and Central Texas Food Bank every year. And that was just a thoroughly fulfilling experience. Working with y'all every year. And I won't be here to say it again. I won't be here to say it again. So, for one last time, here it is. Hot soup. And most especially, I want to thank close friends and family who have helped me in the past year. Um, and especially my wife, Cindy. I would not be alive and talking to you and making this video if it weren't for her Herculean efforts last year, going to bat for me, hulking out for me, advocating for me fiercely so that I had something gluten-free to eat, which in San Antonio healthcare system is like, it's a gluten-free dead zone. And so she was bringing me food from nearby restaurants that we had confirmed was gluten-free. And she was making copious notes and cajoling doctors to, you said you were going to do this. Why isn't this happening? That kind of thing. She was on top of it. The transplant team down there, wonderful. Again, rest of the hospital and all the rest of the healthcare stuff down there. But thank you, Cindy. And I want everybody to thank Cindy for her help. And I just thank you, and I'll say goodbye and leave you with 4 words, because I think Cindy deserves to be thanked for helping me so much. And those 4 words are these: be nice to Cindy. Thank you.